I don't know if it's those games, but I guess people will say they've got to put it in the talk box, not.
There must be a reason.
Yeah, there must be.
It's about
Maybe
you've got
everybody,
to have
everybody
some first choices of other things.
everybody has to have a fight against Scott, yeah. Because they,
This would have been a better game.
or even the derby.
Yeah. Well, amazing it wasn't.
Yeah, but that's what I thought would be, yeah.
Good evening, everyone. Hope you're well. We'll take a show of hands for questions, please. We'll also set an embargo for 1:30 p.m. on Tuesday to preview our Carabao Cup game against Brentford. We'll start with John.
Well, it's a difficult, ruthless. I know is the word. It is behind a lot of work. They are so strong. Every time we play, with them is so difficult, physicality and a transitional team and how good they defend all the actions but difficult, really difficult game. We knew it, but we prepared really well after a tough game emotionally against in Madrid. So really pleased for many things is going to happen inside of the locker room and many things we have to improve. In Madrid, they give me a lot of signals that still we are not ready. In terms of no mentality, I would say, in terms of how you have to approach certain games, but because they are young, some players, but of course we are really pleased because I know how tough they are, and make 0-3 here is a good statement for us.
Hi, Pep. You mentioned Madrid. Now you won here, a very tough pitch to play in. What does this tell you about your team's mentality? How much do you think you guys are ready to compete for the title?
No, but always it's difficult to play in certain places. Bernabeu is so difficult in terms of emotionally. When you face this type of players in the stadium, the history is always this is a step you have to take. Be yourself, be ourselves. It's not about winning or losing. Of course, it's a business to win. But always when you approach the games, like whatever happened, wherever the opponents in that terms, just good things is going to happen. So it's no sense to play football without being who you are as an individual football player or as a team. And this is still, we are not at top, but learning what happened, we will be closer in the future. And of course, after playing in Bernabeu, day after, and one training session, and prepare that team like Lewis in the Premier League as the last FA Cup winners, and be in incredible way, not just in the results, because the results are a consequence that how much Oliver and his people is doing. So it's really, really good. Now we have 2 more games before the long week in the Christmas time, and of course we have try to reach a semi-final of the Carabao Cup, and especially West Ham before that.
Martin.
When you have to play in adversity, as your team did for an hour or so today, and show the resilience to come out with a victory, is that something that makes you feel even more confident about what they can achieve, that they can fight and scrap and do whatever is required, and then show their quality to win 3 points and keep the pressure on Arsenal?
No, I know what I mean, but I see per experience, when you win in the past, you believe that the past was always perfect, always was brilliant, always red carpets, always was easier. And when we won 100 points and all that, it's not necessary to nominate it, because we'll be boring and we'll be too late to go home to sleep. For the amount of things we achieve, we have a lot of games like today, and the resilience was part of that. So always every plan from Oliver or myself and all the managers want to do the best. But there are moments that you struggle, and Madrid was not a perfect game. Madrid was not who have to be to win important things, but it's in a step. But we were there, we fought with 5 in the back in the last moments, or whatever happened is we fought unbelievably, to achieve that. And that is build something for that, and after we will see if we are able. But of course we are in better position than last season. We are close in the competitions that we are dealing now, and this is what we have to continue to do.
Chap.
Hey Pep, you're talking about the fight. I just wondered, the sort of 15 minutes in the second half where there was quite a lot of long throws from Crystal Palace today, did the organisation in your back four seem really, really strong?
Yeah, it is. It is not easy on balls on Mateta with the windy, with the second balls, and we talk about that, but we are learning a lot this type of balls to winning and not blow away. It's just make a short passes there, and after we can run. And we're improving a lot in the last weeks about that concept. And I don't know, Nico, Mateus, all 4, they were so, they played together a lot lately for obvious reasons. And of course, when you are playing together, the connection, especially back 4, is so important. You can rotate in certain positions, but as much the defenders are there, it's important. You can say so, the pace and the composure for the both fullbacks, and the leadership from Ruben. Ruben is an incredible leader, and consistent, no injuries, and his professionality the day after, the day before, how he lead the mates and vocal there. It's an incredible sign from Man City for many years and many years to come. He's a real captain, a real leader. And Josko, today again, make a top game, didn't make a mistakes, with the ball, without, and this is a step he has to take.
Thank you. Sven. Got the microphone, guys? Sorry.
Hi Pep, I wanted to ask you about Phil Foden. I think he's one of the players with the most minutes this season, and obviously has scored some very important goals, not just today but also recently. You barely substitute him anymore. Could you just tell us, do you think he has stepped up after a lot of players left last season, and where has he especially improved, and what's his best position?
The problem last season was not Phil, was for everyone, me included. So it was an incredible lesson for us. For me personally, it was an incredible lesson. But despite of that, so we got final FA Cup, it was finished 3rd. And I said many times, in a bad season here in that country, you are not resilient, like your colleague said before, we have finished 10 or 12. And Phil is today, I know that people maybe, I think differently, today was not good. He didn't play at his best, so he lost a lot of balls. He was so in a rush in decisions, was so anxious. And he has to play, just keep the ball and be associated with the other ones, and the right moment make this explosion that only he has, in terms of goals and assists go there. But before I arrive there, has to be more calm. And but always sometimes it's because he want to do it well, I want to help that. Sometimes you know, he make these situations not clear. But Phil, in terms of work ethic defensively, how he press and how he come back and how is inviolable. So it's incredible. So, and even from my opinion today, one of his best at the end was Phil, right? Run, and then I don't know, maybe the best of the team and score a goal because close to the box is unbelievable.
Ed.
Just on Phil, you were talking to him quite a lot at the end, and you sort of applauded him off the pitch. Do you think there's a lot more to come from him then?
Absolutely,
Six goals in 4 games.
absolutely. Have a lot of margin to understand the game. He will not improve his incredible quality because he's top. But understanding the game, the way you have certain moments, the way you have to play, and the way you have to accelerate or sometimes decelerate the game, just the timing, the tempo he will give it. Of course, everyone has to margin to improve. Everyone.
James, yeah.
Hi, Ben. You mentioned that first question about how your team's not ready and how they approach certain games. I wonder if you could expand on where do you see this team improving in the second half of the season?
Of course, we are improving related for the last season. New players came a lot, so adapted many things and be aware in this type of game in Madrid, they'll help us that always we have to try to believe that we can do it whatever competition or whatever stadium have to do. Only my dream as a manager from since I start is be ourselves. That sentence always said, be ourselves all the time. It doesn't matter the opponent, respect them. I know the strength they have and know of course they have weaknesses, but be ourselves. Whatever happens. You play today, you play Carabao is be and perform like we are working and talking and doing. And this is I think for the reason why when we had Vincent or have a Kyle and have a Eddie, have all the players that have been Kevin and Gundo and all the players have been legends. Sergio have been legend in that club. They help us to do an incredible decade. They have the composer to say, Rodri, for example. So we are playing with the best player in the world 2 years ago during 1 year and a half. So and despite of that, so we are there. You know, we are close, and this is what I like it. And I had the feeling that we are getting better. We are getting better, and this is what we do want to feel, because at the end, today was 0-3, but Sunderland, you know the season is doing Sunderland, right? We won 3-0, and we were good against Sunderland during 95 minutes. I cannot expect come here, they don't have a chances, or they don't have a lose the ball or transitional. It's the FA Cup winners. So the team is a top 4 or top 5 before that game, so it's an exceptional team. So I cannot expect differently, but how we approach, how we aggressive we were in the high pressing, how we good defending in the box, how we good in many things. We
When we're in here.
It's good, yeah.
It's so good.
It's getting cold.
Like
Yeah,
it.
we're mid of December.
I know. Okay, hi everybody. We'll go with John. As soon as he's got the mic. Thanks.
Oliver, you must feel as if you should have and perhaps could have taken a few, at least one of the chances today, maybe got something from the game. How did you see it?
Yeah, exactly like that. So I think you're now the 10th journalist who asked me the same question, and this is how it feels, and I think this is how everybody watched this game. So for me, the result doesn't reflect the performance we showed, and it's just we have to accept that City was better in the boxes and was better and or more efficient than we were. They took their chances, we missed them, and yeah, that's why we lost at the end.
Does that end in frustration then? The disappointment?
No, today completely the opposite. So I think, I don't know, it was our fifth or sixth game, fifth against City since I'm here. 1-3 last year. Our fifth game we lost 4, and we won the cup final. I think this was by far the best performance we had against them. It was by far we were most competitive, or it felt like this, yeah. But the result doesn't show it. But we're always talking about our performances of our progress, and again, so many parts of the game I watched today were excellent. We kept them on two finishes first half. Yeah? One was a direct free kick and then Haaland's header, yeah? But you're 1-0 down. And so that means the whole team must have defended really well, but not just defended around the own box, but on the other side creating 3-4 big chances. Was excellent. But again, if you want to win, you need to take them in the right moments, and I think this is what we are missing to the top teams in the Premier League. But this just shows the progress of the team.
Thank you. Martin?
Yeah, I mean, the energy and intensity of your team completely blew them off of their stride for certainly an hour. I assume that was the game plan, to be really not nastily physical, but be strong and determined, and you had a very high press at goal kick. You felt that there was a vulnerability there?
Yes, of course. We know when you see the players, how they play today, then it's always they try to play through the middle, and we know that. And I think Adam Wharton and Taiji Kamada played brilliantly today. So fantastic performance from both players, and not just in defense. And it's not just the physicality. Then you win the balls, but what we did then, and what also in possession. I remember plenty of chances. It was told them trying to play diagonal to the opposite 10, and we played one-touch football and just didn't take the chances. And I think we can't have more. You can always have more, but not so often you have more than we had. But the most important part we missed today. But again, it's everybody wants to take the chance. Everybody wants to score a goal. But then, that's just what happened today. In one very important game, it was completely the opposite. So City missed a few chances, and we had one, and we took it and won a trophy for Palace. So that's football.
Ed?
I'm just asking about Kamada. How is he limped off? Look like a hip injury, maybe?
No, it's the hamstring. So we have to assess him. We have a scan tomorrow. It was just, but this was an incident because when he landed, he overstretched his knee. That means the hamstring got the full, full stretch, full extension, because he never. I said to him, so joking, and said, Taji, you have no muscles, you can't have a muscle injury. So, it looks like we will miss him for a few weeks. But I think they did well, very well. But the next one will step up, I'm pretty sure. This is how we are, and we keep going.
This might sound a bit of a strange question, but in some ways, are you more satisfied today than you have been in some of the games maybe that you've won this season?
Yes. Exactly. So we're always talking about the performance, and yes, I said before, I think it was a better performance than our last 2 away wins at Burnley and at Fulham. It was better, but there we were very efficient, and today not. So, but again, you have this when you play the top teams in the world, not just in the Premier League, in the world, and you want to beat them, let's say you need to be top in every single part of the game. And I think in 9 of 10 parts we were excellent today, but in the most important one, in finishing, we were not good enough, and that's why we lost.
Okay, gentleman there.
Thank you. You mentioned the finishing there, and maybe it's a bit of a trend this season. I think it's 20 goals off nearly 27 XG. Is that something that you just trust will come good? How do you improve it?
Encouraging the players, supporting the players. So that's the only way we can do it. And because, nobody misses a chance on purpose. And it's just being calm and encouraging them. And for us, for me, the most important thing is now getting the players in these situations. And just to mention, because this is what I really love with this team, we showed them at halftime, because a few times we played a little bit too slow in behind. They were offside. We were offside, and we said, okay, play one touch in behind. I think after 2 minutes, Jeremy Pino plays a one-touch ball in behind, and Ismail Assar runs one against the keeper. Then it's just the wrong decision by cutting in instead of taking the finish. And I think we can get the players into these situations, and that means today maybe we had 4 or 5 good chances, and to increase the probability of scoring, maybe we have to get them there 8, 9, 10 times, and this is what we will work on.
Thank you. Any other questions? No? Thanks very much, everyone.
Thank you.
Cheers. And you, Martin. Come again sometime.